Tearful mourners marched through streets of Essex for a traveller Quhey Saunders. Tearful mourners today made their way through the streets of Essex for the funeral of a 20-year-old traveller beaten to death at an M25 service station. Quhey Saunders was tragically battered to death in front of his horrified parents at Cobham Services, Surrey, in June. Mourners joining a funeral procession make their way towards the cemetery. Quhey Saunders was tragically battered to death in front of his horrified parents at Cobham Services in June. Dozens of mourners walked behind the coffin with a large red heart on the top. Mr. Saunders was airlifted to hospital after the attack but died a few days later. The young man died after he was attacked at Cobham Services. His funeral took place today. Today dozens took part in the funeral procession in Standord Le Hope, Essex, as his body was taken to a nearby cemetery by horse and cart. Mourners, mostly dressed in black, followed the young man's coffin after a service at a local Catholic church. A number of silver Rolls-Royce drove behind the procession as many people paid their respects to the popular man. Quhey pictured with his girlfriend, LaRosa Smith. The couple on a night out before the tragic attack. LaRosa posted a heartbreaking tribute to her boyfriend after his death. 6 white horses carried his coffin in the hearse, which had a large red floral heart on top of it. Behind the heart was a large blue and white floral display, as a large red and white wreath on the back of a pickup truck said "The heart of our family." It comes just over a month after 2 men, Mikey Joseph Coyle, 21, and Simon Daniel Baker, 22, were charged with his murder. Mourners marched through the streets to pay their respects to Quhey. A number of silver Rolls-Royce drove behind the procession as many people paid their respects to the popular man. A photograph accompanied his coffin as it was carried to the cemetery. Tearful mourners came to pay their respects to Quhey today in Essex. 6 white horses walked ahead of the young man's coffin as it was carried to the cemetery. Police were scrambled to the service station after reports of a fight between 2 groups. By the time they arrived, 2 men are believed to have left the scene in a white van in Quhey. Believed to be a member of the traveller community, was fighting for his life. The young man was flown by air ambulance to hospital but died a few days later. Paying tribute to him after his death, his family said, "Quhey was a very kind-hearted boy, always full of laughter. Loved life and loved enjoyment. He was very respectful to his elders and the sick. He was always laughing, always happy, and loved every day of life. He lived life to the full and his life was taken very young. He had his whole life in front of him and was taken for no reason at all." His mother later said his heart was donated to someone in need and thanked all the staff at St George's Hospital in London. Following the news of his death, childhood sweetheart LaRosa Smith posted an emotional tribute on social media. She wrote on Facebook, "He wasn't just my boyfriend, he was my best friend, my full life. I'm so lost without him." Pouring her heart out to pals, she added, "R. My baby, I have no words to describe the way I feel right now. I thought you'd broke my heart in the past, but this is what a broken heart feels like.